Hello, I'm Martin Fencka and welcome to the first episode of Let's Play Phantom Doctrine. Phantom Doctrine is a strategic, turn-based game quite similar to, let's say, XCOM, but compared to XCOM you won't be fighting like aliens in the future, but instead we'll be part of the spy war between East and West during the Cold War. Specifically, I think it's a year 1983. I've played the game for a bit, but basically just to figure out how some of the basic mechanics work and how all the controls work, so we don't get delayed by that and we can jump right into action. So we'll start the new game. Some basic settings. These two modes, the extended mod is not available to me yet because it seems you have to finish the regular mod to get access to this one, so just this shows that I really didn't get too far into the game. Difficulty, I will go hard. I tried the difficulties. I had some problems with hard for a few hours, but then when I figured out some of the mechanics, it doesn't seem that bad. I might be wrong, but well, we'll try and see what happens. Worst case scenario, we can always go back and just change the difficulty, but I don't think it will be necessary. Although I won't be going for Iron Man mode because we may have to reload here and there. The game can be quite difficult, so let's keep the option to reload. I will enable tutorial because the game explains some of the basics by itself, so rather than me trying to explain these things, I will let the game do it. And subtitles, we can leave all the subtitles on because why not? Okay, so that's the settings, and here we have to choose if you're gonna play the CIA campaign or KGB campaign. There is a third one, which I can already tell you, at least from what I think, is for like a crime syndicate that is a part of the game. I really don't know much about that because, as I said, I didn't get too far in the game, but from what I've learned, that's what it seems to be. We'll go with CIA. I tried both, and I kind of like the CIA more. It seems to be a bit more straightforward from the start, so I decided to go with that. And here we have to choose like the main character, but it's not that important. It doesn't seem like the game is too focused on just one character. We'll get a team that we have to work with. But we have the option, so why not? I'll try to pick someone who looks at least a little bit like me, but it probably doesn't even matter that much. We can change our identity throughout the game as a spy, so doesn't really matter. Let's pick this guy. Kind of like that he looks kind of normal. Names don't really matter. We can change that throughout the game as well. Yeah, John Davis, whatever. So that's down, and now we can change the looks a little bit. Let's see. Well, we are an agent, so probably should be athletic. Skin color, eye color, whatever. Hair. And we. Oh, this is just. Not what I wanted. Clothes, whatever. Headgear. Let's try something similar to what's on the picture. This looks okay. Should be the color. No, this is the color of the hair. This one. Kinda. No. I don't want to spend too long here. Let's grab this one. It looks like he has dark hair. Yeah, this is more like it. By the way, facial hair. Can we get the same color as the hair? And details. Can we get something? What is this? Oh, I don't want to have scar. I don't want to have tattoos, so there should be. Ah, this is what I wanted. Sure, why not? I'll just go like this. Okay, and here we can start the game.
Golf Yankee Juliet uniform. Reporting contraband seized.
Understood. Break off patrol. Head back to base.
Товарищ, HMS Conqueror нарушил радиомолчание.
Что? Показать расшифровку. Побыстрее. Немедленно послать в Москву. Немедленно.
We got intel from Vladivostok. It's big, Steve.
Langley seen it yet?
No. Should they?
Hell yeah, but use the network. We don't want anyone listening in.
First the British, and now the Americans. Was there anyone else you wanted to involve in our plans?
I am handling it, Valhalla. Get out. Both of you.
Your incompetence has exposed us. Now Iceberg is in jeopardy.
Doing all of this in the open was your idea.
True. It was a simple plan that any fool could have executed. And you failed.
Gentlemen, this problem is easily solved.
Traitors!
Now, don't shout. It's bad for your heart.
Okay, so here we are. The intro introduced all the sides of the conflict. British submarine stopped the ship with some kind of illegal cargo, I guess contraband. And all the sides are interested in what it actually was. We don't know exactly, but there was CIA, KGB, and those guys talking about the Operation Valhalla. That should be the Syndicate. I should point out, if you're paying attention, they used the weird gun there, and that's part of the game. When I watched the intro for the first time, I kind of missed that part. That's why I'm talking about that. There's some kind of development of a weapon that should be capable of stopping a heart, and I think that's what they used on probably their boss, or at this point ex-boss. I was just saying the minor detail that I missed there for the first time. Okay, this is the tutorial mission. Beholder Initiative Beholder Initiative covered ops. High-value cargo hijacked by British. Agent Kingfish to redeploy in UK. Run recovery ops phase 1, enter British sector in FRG, collect necessary forms from secured location, active sleeper asset Rook. Further orders to be disclosed in due course. Reach the sleeper agent and activate this control phrase, steal shipping manifest, and evacuate on the other side. Okay, the game is gonna walk us through this tutorial mission. It does.
I hope you have a good reason for pulling me off that RAF gig.
Absolutely. This operation is crucial to Project Iceberg.
Why are you even talking to me? You're taking an awful risk.
Nonsense. They may be expecting defectors, but not the kind of hardware you're carrying.
Ihre Papiere bitte.
Okay, as you can see, we are not even playing the character that we have created. But what I wanted to say, the game does quite a good job at explaining the basics, but I have to say with what I learned in this mission was definitely not enough even for like the very early game. It quickly becomes much more difficult. So let's quickly go through all the basics. First we have to move a little bit closer. If you want guys to read all the details, you can do it here. Always just pause the video. I did this mission like twice already, so I'll try to go a bit faster through it. Okay, we used our movement points. We also have some firing points that are important when we want to attack something. And what is very important in this game is like line of sight. Each like character and each camera has line of sight, has some like vision angle, and you really want to stay hidden in most missions for as long as possible, so we'll be checking that very often. In this case, everything is like preset, so we don't have to worry too much, but you can see these red squares. That's where something has vision. In this case it's the camera, here it's the guard. So it's quite important paying attention to that. Plus there are these red zones that we can enter, but when we enter them we can't be seen by anyone because they will sound the alarm. These are like restricted areas where we shouldn't be unless we have a disguise. Okay, we are about to enter the area, so you'll see when we enter nothing is gonna happen because no one should see us. Okay, let's enter the restricted area. We are just outside of the vision of the camera, so again that won't sound the alarm. Here, can we disable the camera? Yeah. Throughout the map there will be these consoles that turn off cameras and sensors, so we can get to these like terminals, let's say. We can turn off all these passive security measures, and that's what makes the movement around the map much easier. Disabled security measures 8, so all the cameras on the map should be turned off. And again, we used all our action points. Let's move on. Now we can enter the building. Here, this is the sleeper agent, so let's get behind him. And here we should have an action to activate him with the proper phrase. Confirm. There we go, and now we can use him, and because he has the right uniform, he can move freely around the map. Doesn't have to worry about being spotted. When guards see him, they will think that he belongs to them and won't sound the alarm. So let's move up. This is where we are supposed to go, and now we can go to the guard, and because they are not worried about us, we can silently take this guy down. There we go. And this is pretty important because in most of these missions, compared to like XCOM, where you just go in and try to kill everything on the map, here in most missions you just want to go in silently, get what you are supposed to get, and get out without being spotted, because usually there are quite a few enemies on the map and you have very small teams, so fighting the whole map is a bad idea. Okay, here we can end the turn, and because Rook took care of the guard, we can now move up with Kingfish as well. Oh, okay, so another function, I forgot about this. We can place spotters on the map that from outside the map can give us vision on specific areas, so the game shows that here. So with the spotter, should get vision into the room. We know that there are 2 guards now in the room, and we need to get inside the room. So thanks to that vision, we can prepare like an ambush. Get behind the doors, and now we can use our breach ability, get in, surprise those guards. Oh, I have to choose my targets. Yeah, we want to target both of them. I hope I didn't screw this up. No, I didn't. Okay, good. But because we used unsuppressed weapons, of course now we are not in stealth mode anymore. Now let's quickly get those documents we are supposed to get and get out of here. And now when the enemies know about us, you'll see that those turns will take much longer because all the guards are slowly moving towards us, or at least trying to find us. Here in the safe we should get the documents. So we have what we came for, and that means we can call the evac. That arrives in 2 turns. So in 2 turns we should be in this area and we'll be able to get out. So it's not like in some other games where when you are done you can just hit the button and you get out immediately. Here you get what you're supposed to get, but then you still have to get or somehow leave the map. That's often a lot more difficult than actually getting to your objective, because often you have to like use weapons to finish your objective, and then the whole map knows about you. So getting in, not a problem. Often getting out, significantly more challenging, at least from my experience. Okay, here because we don't have the evac yet, we will set up an overwatch. That's what we do here, and that will be on this side. And then the other overwatch. Oh, we have to move the agent, okay. To the window, I guess, and set up an overwatch outside. There are 2 types of overwatch. One is when you are like trying to watch the area around you, then it's like circular, and you can attack anything in a circle around you when the enemies enter the circle. And then when you are setting up an overwatch farther into the distance, it's just the cone. As you can see here, the orange squares is the zone where we will attack enemies when they enter it. Okay. There's one, and the controlled area, and this is another one. Oh. Maybe to take care of some of the guards. It's pretty easy here in the game. Definitely not this simple. Get out. Sure. Guess we are supposed to shoot this guy now. Okay, this is pretty important screen. Damage versus awareness. We will be checking the awareness basically every time we'll be attacking someone. So we'll get to this later to maybe explain it a bit more. But here are the basics. And Kingfish can move farther now. And we have the option to use a headshot here because our awareness is high enough and we still have one firing point that allows us to use the headshot. And when you successfully hit, I should say that in this game you can't miss. Instead, based on your weapon and type of attack that you used, and then enemy awareness, the damage is calculated. So the higher awareness and better cover, basically the less damage you do. But you always hit. Some hits do 0 damage, but it still counts as a hit, basically. Okay, so let's go for the headshot. There we go. Because he didn't have enough awareness, he couldn't like dodge the bullet, so he got hit for the full effect. If he had enough awareness, he would only take 10 damage and it wouldn't be an instant kill. There are some more guards coming, but we now should be able to get out of here. So that's one. Another one. And we can now successfully evac. Confirm. We've reached the end of the tutorial. Great. We arrived in Pakistan to check up on their alleged nuclear program. We enter the mission area in disguise, but it isn't foolproof. Keep clear of high-ranking Pakistani troops. Do not engage unless they fire first. Confirm the existence of the fission device, then evacuate before they know we were even here. Find proof of the project and evacuate upon completion. Yep. So this will be the first mission. This is kind of like preset as well. It's not as like directive as the tutorial. You can do whatever you want, but it's still quite easy. But we'll do this mission in the next video. For the first episode we are done as usual. This was supposed to be more like an introduction. So I hope that you liked the video. I hope that you will join me for this Let's Play. And I hope we'll see each other in the next episode. Until then, have a good time. Bye-bye.